Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Wednesday, August 7th, 2019. In the headlines right now, a protest in Dayton. Chicago mayor versus Ivanka Trump, and the USA Today building in Virginia being evacuated because supposedly a man was on campus with a weapon. So, let's take a look at how all of the news is being contrived today by the numbers. And we'll start with the breaking story of the USA Today evacuation. So remember, USA Today is the publication that took a stab at me January of 2016, wrote a full feature-length article making fun of my work for exposing Super Bowl 50 months in advance, which I helped thousands of people win tens of thousands of dollars by showing in October that the Denver Broncos would defeat the Carolina Panthers in the Super Bowl. Von Miller would be an MVP. There'd be a tribute to the Black Panther Party and more. Got all that right in October, near the start of the NFL season. So that was the first time the mainstream media ever acknowledged my work. USA Today, their sports page, The Big Lead. You can still search the article. Just type in USA Today, Zachary K. Hubbard. It should pull right up. It's been there since January of 2016. Conspiracy theorists. I wonder how long it is till a headline like this reads, National Security Threat. Anyway, conspiracy theorist proves Freemasons rigged AFC and NFC championship game. Kind of a misleading headline because what I really showed is how the whole season was fixed and what it foreshadowed for the Super Bowl. So they write a man calling himself Zachary K. Hubbard. You make it seem like that's not my real name, which it is. Not hiding behind anything. Always letting people know what my name is, what my address is, what I'm about. So anyway, same publication. If you read that article, they pretend like maybe this practice of numbers and letters is a real thing, or maybe it's not. Anyway, it is, and of course, USA Today, practitioners of the code, the Cabal Code, the Kabbalah Code. USA Today's 47 like news, like the 47 degrees on the Masonic compass. Of course, Masonry controls government, media, police, and every single day, things are contrived in this world by this code for the sake of mind control, for the sake of controlling the populace, making them think there's threats out there and we all need Big Brother. So 47, big number of the code. And what's so funny to me about learning this is for years I was trying to figure out what it was about numbers and the relevance to the cabal and the media. And the number that I clued into the most was how often 47 was used needlessly in news stories, just inserted there seemingly for no reason. And then lo and behold, news equaled 47. Go figure. So does government, so does authority, so does the cabal. Very special number here. It's in tribute for the Freemasons to the 47th problem of Euclid. Anyway, this happened in McLean, Virginia. McLean's 33, like masonry, like secrecy, like order, like federal, like police. The story comes from the police. Virginia, just outside the nation's capital, the federal headquarters, named after the 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason. Notice McLean, Virginia's 137, the 33rd prime. Government 137, authority 137, Washington, D.C. 137. McLean, Virginia, 74, like Masonic, like occult, like Gematria, like English, like holiday, like Independence Day, like George Washington. Same numbers day after day in their rituals. The scare is that at the USA Today headquarters in McLean, Virginia, a man's on campus with a weapon, so they have to evacuate. McLean, Virginia, 7488, like weapon. And again, just in case you're new here, there's 4 ciphers you really want to know. The alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, the reverse alphabetic order, so just meaning Z is 1 back to A is 26. You see, just the alphabetic order in reverse. And then the reverse alphabetic order with the rules of numerology. So that's why 26 is 8, B would be 25, 2 plus 5 is 7. C would be, see what I'm saying? Real simple, real intuitive. With the regular alphabetic order, Z's the last letter, the 26th. 26 in numerology is 2 plus 6 is 8. This is how the ciphers work. So you write out a word like McLean, you get 4 values. And, McLean, good city to produce propaganda in. Because that's what mainstream media is every single day. Nothing but lies, distortions, mind control, BS. Watch the movie Network. That was more than a movie. Probably the most real documentary ever made is what it was. Network from the 70s. Really important movie. Watch it. Told you what the future of news media was. We're living it out. Fear, terrorism, things that, attract eyes. Watch that movie Network. And then the kicker is today, they had to evacuate, right? It's August 7th, the date written 7/8 in the majority of the world. 7/8 like 78. They had to evacuate at the USA Today building. You see how they did it? And then the publisher for USA Today's Gannett today has a date numerology of 27. Gannett's 27. That's who owns USA Today. And then for another kicker, the story comes from Greg Bador, the sergeant of the Fairfax County Police. Today's date numerology 54. Greg Bador 54. You see? Greg Bador. News by the numbers. Same thing day after day. And then speaking of 54, the Dow plunged by 500 points, then made a little bit of a rally today because of fears in the bonds market, right? Today has the 54 date numerology. Bonds is 54. Supposedly that's what caused the big market collapse. And again, every time the market tanks and has these bad days, I come on here and I show you how it's all synced up with the House of Cards president, Donald Trump, the Trump card. 54 days from Trump's birthday today. The market sinks because of fears in the bonds market. 54 date numerology. Again, this code used to rig elections, the market, sports games, news stories. Pretty much everything else you can think of in the world that comes through the mainstream media. That's why there's no more complete knowledge out there. Period. You're wasting your time on these other channels. They don't know what they're talking about. Especially if they ever diss this work. So this made me laugh too. CNN puts up this, they still got it up there. Enough is enough, right? Donald Trump's, comb over hair made into a gun. Supposedly a protest against Trump. But just look at this. Look at this. I'm going to prove to you how repetitive this stuff is. There's been so many things with Trump and enough is enough over the years. We were talking about this in 2015. That's when the first time there was a headline put up about enough is enough and Trump. And we noticed that in the Illuminati card game, which came out in the 80s, there's an enough is enough card. And the face in it looks remarkably a lot like Donald Trump. It's not perfect, but it is similar. Enough is enough. You can see the resemblance. And the thing about that phrase, enough is look at what it equals. 78. And what day is this headline up? August 7th, 7/8. Of course, Jesuit 78, Scottish Rite is 78. In February this year, I did a video about how the Scottish Rite put out a news publication that went through AP about how the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry was tired of conspiracy theorists attacking them online. And they, for their titled article that they wrote, they titled it "Enough is Enough." 78 again, and notice the 57 as well. Notice the 57 as well, because the article was put out by the Scottish Rite, which is 57 and 78. And don't forget that Donald Trump's born June 14th, the 165th day of the year, and the name Donald Trump sums to 159. And the Scottish Rite runs D.C. George Washington, the Scottish Rite Freemason. But look at this. I even went back to my oldest post on Enough is Enough. We talk about two Illuminati cards, that sort of seem to resemble Donald Trump. There's a hit and run card with a guy that has hair that's, you could make an argument that could be anybody's hair, but it sort of reminds of Trump's comb over. And in that post, I was talking about how, Donald Trump, you might recall when he was running, there was the story about the tombstone showing up in Central Park. Go through my blog. There's a lot of information on all these things. But this Trump tombstone came out on the 87th day of the year, Easter Sunday, the day it was found. And Easter egg equals 87. And anyway, I was just thinking like, okay, is there something to this? You know, these things that are like maybe foreshadowing something fateful in the cards for Trump. And, you know, there's also the Trump Enough is Enough card, 87. So Enough is Enough is also 168, like New York City, where he hails from. Anyway, just so weird that, you know, my oldest post on the Enough is Enough card emphasizes 7887. And then here we are again on August 7th. And, you know, more of the same. It just shows how repetitive the use of the code is. So. And then with regards to Lori Lightfoot versus Ivanka Trump, the name Lori, by the way, equals 54. Again, today has the 54 date numerology. Today also has the 27 date numerology. So Lori Lightfoot's front and center versus Ivanka Trump, the daughter of Donald Trump. And remember, Lori Lightfoot hails from Chicago, just like Obama. And not only that, she became the first female black governor in Chicago on April 2nd, 4-2, like how Black History has 42 stamped all over it. Be sure to read my book. Read the 18th chapter. It's about how they stamped 42 all over Black History. This past February, Black History Month, showed about 1,000 new examples of the 42 rituals. But the thing about Lori Lightfoot, besides being a black woman and from Chicago like Obama, is her birthday's August 4th, 1962, which is supposedly exactly 1 year after Obama's birthday, August 4th, 1961. So you guys say, okay, what are the odds of that? August 4th, 62, August 4th, 61, black politicians first, Chicago. And then the other kicker is Barack Obama equals 76, Lori Lightfoot 76. And of course, Negro, Slave, Blues, Rasta, they're all 76. The Million Man March in history was on October 16th, the day leaving 76 days left in the year. Now there's another sick joke to this. Her verse Ivanka today. I'll just show you this in real time. So Ivanka Trump birthday. Her birthday is October 30th, and I just wanted to show you how it lines up with her last birthday and with her upcoming birthday. So today's August 7th. We just saw again Ivanka's birthday is October 30th. So to her upcoming birthday, you'll notice it's 84 days. And remember, special number, Masonry 84, Jesuit 84. I'll just type it out here so you can see it. Masonry 84, Jesuit 84, United States of America 84, Obama's birthday's 84, Lori Lightfoot's birthday's 84. The name Obama in Jewish Gematria is even 84. See that? Our most relevant cipher outside the base ciphers. And so it's 84 days to her upcoming birthday, special number, 2 months and 23 days, another one. But from her last birthday is where the joke gets sick. Here's the sick part of the joke. From October 30th, 2018 to today is 281 days. And 281 is the 60th prime number. The 60th prime, you see? Look at the N-word. Look at the N-word. 60 and 42. And again, 42 is the one that's stamped all over Black History. February's 42. You know, people associate 42 with Jackie Robinson. Jackie's 42. You know, think about Martin Luther King Jr., Martin 42, and the sitcom Martin. He lived in apartment number 42. Malcolm X, not his birth name. His 42 assigned name, Malcolm X 42. Muhammad Ali, not his birth name, his assigned name. His 42 given name. You know, so many people think Muhammad Ali, all these people that you know through the mainstream media were their own men, but no, they weren't. You wouldn't know about them if they were their own men. They would have never been in the media. You know, the media puts their puppets out there. You know, big sports stars right now, LeBron James 42. Go back and see the whole ritual of LeBron James's fake injury and coming back 42 days from his birthday and getting humiliated on Jackie Robinson's birthday. And you know, speaking of 42 in Black History, just to make a point, go back to Jackie Robinson's birthday last year, 2018, and see the 3 black celebrity deaths on Jackie Robinson's birthday. You had Oscar Gamble, who's a former baseball player. Oscar Gamble's 42. Oscar Gamble died 42 days after his own birthday on Jackie Robinson's birthday. You had Rajuel Butler, former basketball player who died in a car crash, just like Jackie's son at age 24, the reflection of 42. And then you had LaTanya Lemon, if I can spell her name right. I don't think there was a... That's what it was. There was one of these. LaTanya Lemon. That's how it was. That's Dawn Lemon's sister. Supposedly she drowned in a pond on Jackie Robinson's birthday while fishing by herself. Supposedly she was out ice fishing and drowned in the pond. And by the way, pond equals 59, like lemon, like Negro, like slave, like blues, like Rasta, and even more. All on Jackie Robinson's birthday. And again, think about that song Murder by Numbers, about the way to the top of your profession. Don Lemon every night on CNN shaming everybody but himself. He should talk about his sisters drowning in the pond on Jackie Robinson's birthday, along with the murder of Oscar Gamble and Rajuel Butler. Cosby Show, 42. They were the Huxtable family, 42. And, there's a whole bunch of things for this list. Tuskegee, 42. What's the slang term for black people? Brothers, 42. Black History on the Bus, 42. Look at Rosa Parks' death. There's even more. So anyway, just pounding home the point about 42. And speaking of the N-word in this code, Chigozie Truth showed me something about the N-word coding that I'd never noticed before. In Jewish Gematria, it equals 148. We just saw the death of one of the most famous black authors of all time on the day leaving 148 days left in the year, Toni Morrison. So, anyway, it was 281 days after Ivanka's birthday, the 60th prime, N-word 60. And don't forget, Lori Lightfoot became the first black female mayor of Chicago on April 2nd, 4-2. So, just realize, if it's in the news, it's coded, and oftentimes the coding is dark and demented. So, just for kicks, let's see what misleading equals. Misleading, they emphasize that word. There must be a reason they did. Misleading, what could it be? Oh my God, 60. Ha! You see what I mean, you guys? Do you see what I mean? I hate how my critics are always like, you must just search for stuff all day to make your point. No, it's just right in front of your face when you know the code. No. It takes me 2 minutes to see what they're doing. That 93 and 48 stands out too, because what did I say? Well, I guess 177 as well. 93, 48, 177. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. Allergy season. But that's what it is. Every single day, it's just propaganda. Divisive propaganda, divide and conquer, distract, outrage, anger. Learn the code, see through it all in 2 seconds. Is this really an important story? Is that the whole world need to know that there's a man on campus with a weapon at USA Today? I mean, and isn't it just so easy to see? Who's pushing these narratives? I mean, we already know it's the news. Now they got an incident on the news campus. So, we'll leave it there, True Seeker. Do appreciate all the support. And, by the way, I did a live stream late last night. I wasn't looking at the chat, but I saw afterwards that somebody left a super chat and they asked what I thought about the channel A Call for an Uprising. To put it short, I don't think much of that channel at all. If you do a web search for A Call for an Uprising and Zachary K. Hubbard, you can find the debate we had some years back. And you might not know, but A Call for an Uprising actually retired from YouTube for a period of time after we had that debate because he was so humiliated. He embarrassed himself. He exposed to his viewers that he wasn't the person he pretended to be, and he took some time off from YouTube, and then after he came back, he worked on an hour and a half long, YouTube video that he contrived with a bunch of lies and slanders trying to make me look bad. So since then, he's been begging to collaborate with me because he might have more YouTube subscribers because he pays for his subscribers, but he doesn't have more followers. I mean, ever since that he saw that my Patreon page was successful, he's reached out numerous times and said, "Hey, you should work together with me," because all he's here for is for money and advertising dollars. That's the only reason a Call for an Uprising publishes anything. And again, he appeals to a weird group of people. He says he's a Christian, but all he preaches is hate and division and intolerance and hurting people who aren't Christian. And I mean, that's not Christianity, you know. I was raised Lutheran. I don't identify by any religion, but I just think, like, what kind of weird Christians are these? These aren't Christians. These are like, I mean, honestly, they're satanic. So I would say a Call for an Uprising is a satanic person, which he is, and his followers are satanic no matter what they think they believe in. And again, he's only here for the money. It's why he wants to collaborate with me now, because his Patreon page, I think, brings in a couple $100s a month, even though he has 300,000 subscribers, and mine brings in a whole lot more than that. So he's definitely a fraud, and he deceives, sheepish people. And since you gave me a Patreon, or not a Patreon, but a Super Chat and wanted to know that, I figured I'd take the time to answer your question, so hopefully you're here. And Vanessa, thank you very much. You didn't have to do that. By the way, thank you the other day for all the Super Chats. Remember, YouTube does take a big percentage of Super Chats, but I said I would give out about 100 free copies of the book based on all the Super Chats. Well, I ended up giving out about 200 free copies because about that many people inquired. And because Vanessa gave $20 more, we'll say I'll give out 20 more books for each dollar she donated. So only ask for the donation if you really can't afford the book. A lot of people did say that they were younger people, or they're in a hard spot. They're in debt. So I don't know how you guys pay for your cell phone and internet bill and all that if you don't have $5 a month for the book, but if you're a younger person, I get it. So we'll leave it there, you guys. Just wanted to focus on the main content. Do appreciate all the support. I don't want to talk about any more YouTube channels. You guys are asking about all the YouTube channels that have slandered me over the years. It's almost like you're trolling. I mean, Russian Vids, are you kidding? Guy's a joke. It's a guy who stole my content and slandered me. Total loser. And another guy that pretends to be a Christian and hides his face behind the computer. Two Christians who've never shown their face, put out their real name, who steal my content and slander me. What kind of people are those? Those are the worst people among us. And when my house got crashed into, both of those guys, made videos saying that the car crashing through my house was a hoax. Even though I showed the video footage of it and the police report. How could that be a hoax? It wasn't a hoax at all. It was something that cost me a lot of time, energy, and thousands of dollars out of my own pocket. I had to pay nearly $10,000 out of my own money to get my house fixed for having a car crash through it on Christmas Eve. And those tools are out there making countless videos attacking me. So anyway, I wouldn't watch any YouTube channel that hides behind the screen who you don't know who their face is and you don't know what their name is. I'd make that a rule. Because those people are all cowards. Period. Alright, Truth Seeker. Till next time.